come on, come all, come on and get your licks in already, because I can already hear the comment section already. Holy cow, Gora's doing a game review instead of a salt video as usual. Well, I mean, yeah, I got some extra time. I got a free review code from this wonderful company. They go by the name Retro Style Games, and I'm going to be completely honest. This game I'm going to end up reviewing for you guys. It's got an interesting premise. I'm not going to lie to you guys. And I don't want to hear in the comment section either, oh God, they probably bought you off. No. See, in my previous video that I did, I always mentioned that I did not get bought off. You know, they didn't buy me off and give them a good review or anything like that. The only thing I request is that anybody comes at me with like a review code for a game is to basically allow me to, well, you know, give my honest review of the game. That's it. That's the only requirement. Unless you're a AAA company, then yeah, you're going to need to fork over some money. But you know what? This is an indie development team, and I believe that they deserve my respect on this one. And I told them, like, nah, don't even pay me. Don't even drop a dime on me, because you know what? I'm going to do this for free for you guys, because you know what? I believe, in my honest opinion here, I believe this game has the makings of being a really great fucking indie game. And I believe, like I said, probably about a million times, that this game deserves a spotlight on my channel. So you know what? Let's go ahead and just dive right into it, fam. Now, if you are interested in this game, let me go ahead and repeat the title again, just to make sure that you go ahead and, you know, you find the game appropriately. Or you could go ahead and go into the description of my video. There will be a link to the game where you can personally go ahead and go try out the public demo. Now, a lot of you may be sitting there saying, like, Gar, you've been talking a little too much about this game instead of like filling in the blanks. Like, for example, what type of game is this? Well, I'm so glad you asked, because that's going to be the next segment we're going to be going right into. This game right here is a roguelike action adventure simulation indie type game. Now, simulation I'm not too familiar with, but roguelikes I am pretty familiar with. And let me tell you something, this roguelike game right here is pretty fun. Now, you may be sitting there to yourself thinking, what is an action rogue? Well, if you've been into the gaming industry as long as I have, or you just barely gotten started into it, maybe games like Hades 2, Dead Cells, Cult of the Lamb. What other games can I really think of? Oh, Risk of Rain, RoboQuest. Yeah, those type of games. Oh, and how about one of the biggest fucking games that exploded out of nowhere that was an indie game called Vampire Survivors? Those are action rogue games. So if you are roguelike games, I should say, if you enjoy those type of games, or the Binding of Isaac, yeah, those type of games, yeah, if you enjoy those type of games and how they display their games and how they interact with you, this is the game for you too. This is the type of game that'll fit right into your library perfectly fine. Now, a lot of you may be asking yourselves right now, Gar, how does this roguelike separate itself from like Vampire Survivors? Well, in Vampire Survivors, you have to defeat X amount of enemies in order to level up. In this game right here, you have to go into these little pocket caverns that are below you while you fighting enemies. Like, there's these pocket caverns that have minerals and materials, I should say, not minerals, materials, Gara, to where you can use them and upgrade your machine, your drill, your carry capacity, your throttle, whatever else you can think of, like your weapons too, the little pew-pews you like to shoot, can be upgraded too. And from what I've played on this game, each material that you find within this game, specifically the blue ones, the blue ores, are very common ores. The gold ones are rare. The greens are a little very like extra rare, or whatever you want to call it in that situation, but I haven't struggled in finding these materials. Yes, some of them are a little more difficult to get to, depending on how long you stay within there and how much you upgrade your drill, your thrusters, your capacity to get those materials moving. And let me tell you something though too, whenever you get finished like mining your materials and you go to upgrade, like you'll actually feel that upgrading your weapons, your drill, your thrusters, you'll start to feel a lot more powerful the more and more you get these materials and the more and more you start to unlock things, which is fantastic because a lot of games these days, when they put like an upgrading pathway and that they try to do these type of things, you don't feel very powerful. I'm looking at you, Suicide Squad. Now, there is one thing I do want to mention to you guys real quickly. While you're deep diving into these caverns, trying to find your ores, looking for specific ores so you can upgrade, there's these little metallic cores, these little upgrade cores that you can get to bring it back up to your ship, and you'll actually get either a free bonus to upgrade one of your upgradable paths, or you can use it to unlock different weapons. It could be like a laser, a missile launcher, you name it, it's probably within this game. And trust me, the missile launcher or the laser cannon is one of my favorites. Now, with any roguelike, if you do not know how to build or which way to upgrade, specifically in order to save these unhoarding raids of enemies, well, let me gotta tell you something real quickly, especially in the roguelike games, you're gonna have a bad time if you specifically don't know how to build for a certain build, and hopefully there's gonna be some guides out to which type of build that you should do for this type of game, blah blah blah. I'm pretty sure there will be, you know, I got one of those feelings. But let me just say this real quickly though. If you do not prepare for what's ahead for you in these type of games, they're going to push your shit in. I am not joking. I am not over exaggerating. And this little run right here, right in front of you guys, I upgraded incorrectly. Well, I was still fresh newbie in this situation, but I was very, very illogically prepared for this, okay? It was a freaking doozy. I did not pay attention to where the enemies were coming from, how I can make them come to a certain ways to where I can start mowing them down. They will fucking come after you. They will hoard you over. They will overwhelm you. You have to pay attention to this game. You can't just turn off your brain and say, well, you know what? I'm just going to shoot in this way and it's going to be complete. No, you have to pay attention because like I said, it's a horde game. It's a horde shooter game like a roguelike. If you don't pay attention, they're going to get you. Now, after you get RKO'd in the game, or what I should really say is endgame, one of my favorite words I like to use in my videos, you go to an upgrade screen where you've collected these gold coins. Like, I'm pretty sure you've noticed that I've been mining and these little gold coins would go right into my inventory. Yeah, these are like endgame currency that you can use to permanently upgrade your miner, or digger is the right term in this situation. So you see all these upgrades right here. Yeah. Once you get enough certain coins, like gold coins in this situation, you can unlock abilities, you can get more upgrades, and they're permanent. They're not temporary like you're in the game. But no, you go to this menu and you upgrade them for free. And then guess what? Since they're permanently unlocked, you can start a new round, jump right back into the game, and just, well, play it like a roguelike. But you know what? There is still one more interesting thing I did want to bring across to your guys' table. The enemies in this game. Some of the enemies in this game are pretty interesting to talk about, especially the little creepy crawlies too. When they get into a massive horde and they start to get a little more health on top of them. Yeah, some of those can be very difficult to handle if you're not upgrading correctly. And one of my favorite enemy types within this game is the roly-polies. Yeah, you know those things that are rolling and then it looks like a tire and it's coming at you? Yeah, I like that. That innovation that they're bringing to this game, I like that. That's just to kind of break up the monotonous, oh look, it's just a horde enemy that's just crawling after you. Like they put some effort into the animations at least, especially with the the worms that come out of the ground and they spit bile at you. Yeah, that's another favorite. And I think one of the enemies that I really do like, that they kind of just like, holy cow, that's actually a pretty cool design for them. Because I don't know if you've seen them in the game yet, but they're kind of like jellyfish type looking enemies. Yeah, they got like little lanterns under them and they're like jellyfishes, and every time they shoot out bile towards you, I think it's bile, I'm not too sure. But let me tell you something, the designs within this game I think are pretty fantastic for an indie development team. Like, hats off to the development team, whoever made these designs. Like, you've impressed me, and it's kind of really hard to impress me, to be frankly honest, especially the roly-polies. I like the roly-polies. Now, there is one enemy type that I refuse to get near and see what they'll actually do to me. You'll see it sometimes when you play this game. It's like a worm, but it has a red aura around it, and it's actually slowly coming after you. And I'm just kind of sitting there like, I'm very curious to what you will do to me, but I don't want to ruin this run, so I'm going to have to eliminate you. So if anybody that plays this game and that has this encounter with this type of enemy, and you know what it does, please leave in the comment section. I'm actually kind of curious if you guys know what it does. And just to alert you too, because I think I forgot to mention this, there are bosses within these waves. Yeah, spoiler alert, there is. And I'm trying not to spoil too much of what these enemies do or what they can do, because I wanted you to go enjoy this game and find out for yourself. And let me throw something else in there real quickly though too, fam. The music for this game. Whoever designed it for this game, you probably stuck your head in this game and probably closed your eyes and thought, yeah, this is the music for it. And you know what? You knocked it out of the park. And let me play a little sample for you guys so you can hear the music, so you can understand of what I'm talking about. Like, I will be frankly honest, whoever worked on the music, you need to be proud of yourself, because there is not many times where I would take a soundtrack from a game, slap it on my playlist, and just go relax and just listen to the music and get lost to it. You need to be proud of yourself that you made me do it. A dude that is just like a hard critic towards these type of things. Now, I'm going to be very critical in this position towards this game, because I believe this is a huge flaw within this game. No, it's not the bugs or the little mechanics that still need to be worked on. That's granted, it's going to be worked on, it's going to be fixed. But the big one thing that kind of just made me think to myself, yeah, this needs to be worked on and added to the game. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, because if you haven't been paying attention, it's due to the fact that there's only one map. There's only one map you could play on this game. This game has so much potential, and I believe if they start adding more maps, maybe adding more enemies, some more weapons to this, maybe adding some cosmetics to this game, that's dependent on what they do. But the big issue here is adding more maps, because just playing on one map kind of gets boring after a while. But honestly, even just playing on one map, this game is still pretty fun to play. Now, if you're still sitting there thinking to yourself, I'm not too sure, Gar, I'm not sure, man. I don't know. Just trust me on this one. If you enjoy roguelites and you want to have a bit of fun, and if you want to invest some time into something to just burn some of your time, go ahead and play this game. Trust me, you're not going to regret it. You're going to put like maybe an hour or two into this game, and you're going to get lost, and you're going to think to yourself, oh God, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. What the hell am I doing? Because I've done that a couple times with like Vampire Survivor, and I've done it a couple times with this game too. So if I'm starting to lose if I'm starting to lose track of time while I'm playing video games, that's a good sign right there. Also, if you're wondering about the specs of this game, well, let me just tell you this real quickly. A potato can run this game, and that's a good thing. More people get access to this game and get to enjoy it. On top of that, if you got like a computer, like handheld game, like the Steam Deck, yeah, you can run this game perfectly fine. You don't even have to worry about it. Like, I'm telling you, it ran pretty good when I tried it on my Steam Deck. Now, many of you probably fast forward to the end of this video, and I'm just going to let you know, I do not use a numerical fucking scale between 1 and 10 to rate these games. No, what I like to do with my reviews are actual reviews on like IGN. I like to tell you the pros and the cons of these games, not just be lazy as hell and slap a 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 on games. It's just, it's lazy, and I just don't feel like I get any satisfaction out of doing that for you guys, because I would rather prefer to tell you of what's really good about this game and saying what's really bad about a certain game. That's what I like doing. And before I wrap this video up, I would personally like to thank Retro Style Games for giving me a free code to go ahead and review their game. Thank you guys very much. Not many developers would give me this type of chance to go ahead and review their game like this. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. But anyway, fam, if you enjoy this type of content, please leave a like and comment in the comment section. I always like talking to you guys. It's always absolutely a pleasure. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, you know, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to make it to 10K by the end of this year. And it lets YouTube know, like, hey, you know what? Gar's doing really fucking good on these videos. People are subscribing, leaving likes and comments. You know, let's throw him into the algorithm and let people enjoy, other people enjoy this type of content. So, you know, just that sellout stuff. But anyway, thank you guys very much for stopping by my video, and I'll see you guys in the next video, next live stream. Who really knows? See you in the next one, fam. Later.